guys, welcome to another episode of Gamer Logic. This episode we are going to cover special editions for various video games on various consoles. This was actually a YouTube request. I'll put the name of the YouTuber who sent me the request to do this in the description of the video. But originally he just wanted me to do 360 titles, and I thought I'd try to cover them all if possible. So I'm just going to go at random here and see what we got. My first ever look at a special edition would be Halo 2. And Halo 2 didn't really come with a bunch of cool extras. It pretty much just came with you know, a featurette disc and a couple redemption coupons and stuff like that. Nothing too major, but I actually have a couple variants of this. I have another copy of it, of course. These are Steelbook. And I have these here. These actually happen to be display models. At the time I worked at EB Games, and we got a couple of these. And actually, now that I look at it, it's these two that are display only, which is pretty cool. That was my first time I've ever seen a Steelbook case, and I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So I was sure to order a limited edition of that. Next up on the regular Xbox console, we had Doom 3, which has special edition to it. And the cool thing about this special edition is this also came with a bonus disc, and the bonus disc had both Doom 1 and Doom 2 on it. So you could play that up to 4 players. That was pretty cool. Another Steelbook casing. This one here is probably my favorite looking special edition out of them all, next to the Halo 3 Legendary Edition. Just a very cool box. This is for Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Again, the features in this weren't too amazing, but it was just this awesome collector's box that made it so cool. Sam Fisher standing right there. Just really cool. Came, of course, with the second disc and all that stuff. It actually came with a movie trailer for the Splinter Cell movie, which Chaos Theory came out a couple years ago, and I have never seen anything about a Splinter Cell movie ever again, so I don't know if that went by the wayside, but that was back in 2005. Now we'll jump to a modern console, and it's still Splinter Cell. And being such a big fan of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, I thought I would get the new Splinter Cell limited edition when it came out as well. And this is the one for Double Agent. And this limited edition, pretty much the only thing special about this is still just a normal case. And it just had this little red slipcover on it, which I thought was stupid. And this one had some behind the scenes stuff and nothing really that interesting. So it was a real big disappointment for kind of my one of my first few 360 limited editions. Also on 360, Perfect Dark, the limited edition. Very cool Steelbook casing. Miss Joanna Dark there, who's making a return appearance soon this March on Perfect Dark, the original one. This one had a couple weird things with it. Second disc, of course, with the soundtrack, gamer pictures and stuff, which was cool, and a really weird art book that pretty much didn't do anything. So it was a little bit of a letdown. Jumping back down a console generation to PlayStation 2. The Final Fantasy 12. This one was decent. I really like the special edition disc that came with it because it had a nice history of all the other Final Fantasies. So that one was alright. I personally hated Final Fantasy 12 though, and I'm hoping 13 is much better. Back to 360. Resident Evil 5. And Resident Evil 5 came in a giant box, but it also came with a Steelbook casing. Decent game. This came with a whole bunch of stuff, and unfortunately some of the extra stuff I have at work. But this did come with a couple of different things. It came with a little Chris figurine, which I have in my case. It came with a BSAA patch, a limited edition art cell, at least mine did, and a Tricell Africa bag. So, not bad. Like I said, it came with a little Chris figurine, and I got that in my display case. We got the Mass Effect 2 Special Edition, the Collector's Edition. This came with another disc with the making of, and it came with a couple collector's bonuses like armor and stuff like that. That was pretty decent. This is another one of my favorites. and that is Lost Planet. This one actually came with a lot of cool stuff, and it's got some cool artwork on it. They did a nice job with this one. This came with a decent amount of extras. It came with a collector's art book, which I got in here. And of course the neat steelbook casing. The art book was made out of like a really weird material, which I thought was pretty cool. But this came with you know, a bonus CD with soundtracks, trailers, wallpaper, and an exclusive map that was only available in the collector's edition. And one thing that bothers me about these collector's editions, sometimes the manuals get a little beat up in them. Like my little collectible art book here is kind of taking a hit. After that, we got Devil May Cry 4, which of course is another Capcom game. Dante on the back, and the other guy on the other side. I can't remember his name. This just came with a limited edition DVD. What else did this come with? I thought this came with, yeah, it came with the first four episodes of Devil May Cry, the animated series, which was a really good anime. A little bit of artwork, a making of, but decent. Gears of War 2, which came in one of these bigger packs. Came with a Beneath the Surface, a look inside the art of Gears of War 2. And a steelbook casing as well. And this came with a Gold Lancer. It came with a making of, collector's disc, and a few other things. Very cool casing though. And we're getting down to our last few here. There's Halo Wars, which was a lot of fun. It came also with a decent case. And this came with a whole bunch of stuff. It came with trading cards, some live stuff, some special features with the soundtrack on it, some making of stuff, a comic book, a patch, a whole bunch of stuff. It was a pretty cool extra feature pack, so it was pretty decent. Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls 4, another decent one. This didn't come with a steelbook casing. It came with a coin, a making of, and kind of a pocket guide to the Emperor. This one was so-so. This was the full box to Mass Effect 2. This was Halo, this wasn't the Legendary Edition. I actually can't tell you what edition this was. This was like the middle edition. I think this was just Halo 3 Limited Edition, now that I think of it. It came with one bonus DVD, an art book, and it also came with the destruction of your discs. For whatever reason, when they shipped these, they came out really bad, and a lot of the games were loose and getting scratched. And I waited in line for Halo 3 to get it picked up. And when I picked up the game prior, I heard there was a thing on the forum saying, hey, check your discs before you leave the GameStop, they're scratched. Sure enough, I opened it up and there was just giant gouges in my disc, so I was really glad I checked. Fallout 3, the limited edition. I got this for cheap. I got this for 30 bucks at a Circuit City right before it closed down, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a lunchbox, which if you're into, which I'm kind of into, is cool. This came with, you know, the making of Fallout 3. It came with a art book, and it also came with a Vault-Tec boy, little bobblehead, which is cool. Never really let him out of the packaging. So, and finally, Assassin's Creed Special Edition. This came with an art book, a mini strategy guide, a penny arcade comic, behind the scenes, short films. And it also came with a little Altair figure, which is neat. I don't know, his hand broke off and I had to super glue it back together because he took one fall. I guess he's not that much of an assassin after all. And finally, Assassin's Creed 2 Special Edition, and that of course came with my Ezio statue that you guys have seen in several videos. And it came with, you know, the making of, a couple game maps, an art book, and some other stuff.